All right, folks, we're back with you. Okay, sorry for the little bit of a delay. I did want to check out not Anchorage, Fairbanks. It appears to be pretty decent. Looked from the tower, looked on the ramp. So hopefully we'll have a great flight in there. Now, we are doing this flight. We had a lot of questions from, was it Z Zotherman, I believe, who was asking a big question about starting the APU up and all. So we're going to get into that here really quick. All right, so let's get ready here. This is Zibo. Now, I'm going to put the caveat out there right now. Folks, I have not updated this. So, I have not updated it since beta, I don't know, since I first loaded it. So, to X-Plane12. So, do I expect potential problems? Yeah, it's on me. Laziness, plain and simple. But again, Zibo is sitting on the line. Up into the office we go. Whoops, one too many. There we go. And 737-800, folks. Give you a quick look here and all. You can see we got a great EFP. Oh, look, there's no guy behind us doing all the work. So now the two pretty boys up front have to do all the work. All right, that's enough on that. All right, so let's finish up here. We just fueled the aircraft. So let me pull my checklist up and get going here. Because this is a welcome aboard. So that means we're ready to rock it and roll it. So we'll switch this over. We have not aligned. So that will be our only problem here. Waiting for those. But while we wait, we'll... Okay, that's a good test. Okay, 3 greens, good. EECs are on, reversers are off, and radio looks good. Dome lights off, and service interphone. All right, go to align on both. Showing 9 minutes. And waiting for align. Go to nav. All right. Pushing down here real quick. Battery switch obviously is on. Standby power right here is on. Batteries there. Currently we are on standby external power. Wow, this thing really lit up differently than the rest. Wow, it's really bright up here. Let me see here. Not helping. Not much. Put it in the middle. All right, yaw dampers are off. Left and right IRS is aligning. Ground power's on. We're selected up here. Do a quick crossfeed check. Dark light or light blue to bright blue to light blue. Back bright blue should go off like these. Okay, perfect. They're off at the moment. Everything looks good coming down. We're on ground power. APU is currently off. Wipers off. Okay, IFE and cabin utility are off. Supplies are on for the cooling. Emergency lights armed. Passengers signs are set. Okay, coming down. Window heats are on. Probe heats are off. Anti-ice is off. Just making sure. This one's always tricky for me. Electrics off. Engines on. Okay. Currently, the passenger door and both cargo doors, lower side of the aircraft, flight or first officer side. Everything else looks good. Coming down, trim error. But I turned that on. Oh, that's voice recorder. Go to auto. There we go. Trim errors right there. I was going to say, why am I really thrown for a loop there? Okay, trim error set. Auto, on, auto. Engines on. APU bleed off. Climb altitude will be 37, counting for 1,000 landing there. Logos on. All right. See how we're doing. 6 to go. All right. All right. While we're waiting, we can do some work in here. Not a whole lot. All right, so let's get at least our route in here. Position is Papa Alpha, Sierra, India. Next page. Today being an odd day, we'll go with left. I usually go with my GPS and my igniters. The left side being odd days, the right side being even days. So just to kind of mix it up. And route. Going up to Papa Alpha, Fox Alpha. Don't have a flight number, so let's kind of make one up. Sierra Charlie X-Ray. What did I come up with? 233. Okay. And then the next page is where we put in the route. Okay, so let's start at SSR to Q. Get on the Q. 902. Okay, and we're going to close that off at RDFLG. RDFLG. Activate, execute. Yeah, I bet y'all are going, wow, how did you come up with that? Well, first off, let's see how it looks in here. And we'll go from there. All right. So as you can see, we're going to come off SSR. Oh, we got it in here as well. All right. So basically, if you look at this, let me try something here while we're waiting, because it's going to be a couple more minutes. All right, well, I'm gonna have to alter it slightly, but you'll get the taste of it here. We're going to use Sim Toolkit now. We saw it in the first video. We're gonna do a couple things. You know, we're aligned, so that's the best thing right now. We've got our fuel, just making sure nothing else over here. Actually, I doubt it'll do anything. All right, folks, I do want to point this out. Now, if you go home, click Fuel Management, Payload, and go out to page 4. This is how you can set up what your weights are in Zibo, and more importantly, your passenger layout from 160 people all the way up to 189. I'm running 180. All right, so that's a really good tool right there. Now, the other one I want to kind of point out to you is here. Just want to look out, see if our chocks really are in. Looks like they are. Good. All right. Oh, wanted to be over here. And finally, we can de-ice if we need to. We can bring the stairs out. We have door choices. Cabin lighting, which we'll get into more in the flight. We can get our air supply unit hooked up. We can get, well, we're on GPU. Very ambiguous. Very, right now, really embarrassing. Let me take a look out here again. Technically, I'm not touching a thing. I'll tell you why in a second. 1 minute. Okay. Real quick, let's get Sim Toolkit going. All right, so there's Sim Toolkit. Now, whoa, you're going, that wasn't on there before. That's right, that's Sky Vector down here. So you can actually put that over here, and like you could there, I could put World VFR and see what we've got terrain-wise, or low to see the low airways. We're high, so we'll take up the high ones, but we're basically going from Sitka to Sister Island VOR, then out on the J902 all the way, I think this is red flag right here. Then we get on our arrival. Just wanted to show that out. Now here's NavGraph. Things are working better. We're not getting 401s on the SimLink, and I wonder if that's what begins to give us troubles with OBS. And my apology for slurping in your ears there, but I needed coffee. All right, so here's our route again across the top. Departure real quick will be Sitka 9. And what we're going to do is basically as soon as we're safe in the air, we're going to turn right to a heading, as it says, 288, intercept the 167 to Sisters, and head on. That's our departure, folks. And I can even, oh, no, I can't. I don't see the, if it has this annotation on it, it'll actually overlay on the chart, but it doesn't, like Harding does. All right, so there's that. Load out real quick, folks. 155 people, 31,000 pounds of payload, 15,902 pounds of fuel, putting us at a cost index of 64, flight level 360. So there you go, folks. Let's got all the numbers plugged in. All right. So we'll get rid of Sim Toolkit. All right, so let's put in our departure. Oh, and one other thing to point out real quick. As you can maybe have told, we are back on real world weather. I want to test something. Okay, so I just put our departure in, which is basically the Sitka 9 departure off runway 11. We just briefed it. Back to route. And we'll do a route copy. Head over here. All right, so let's zoom in now because I like this close. I think that's right. That's the first time that's come in right. And 15,902. Okay. For my reserve, I am planning 4.6. What I do, folks, is our alternate today is Eielson Air Force Base. Less than 50, I think it's less than 50 miles east of us from Fairbanks. So I take that number plus what our reserve has to be, drop the zeros, and put a point in at 1,000, so 4,600. Today's cruise was 36,000. Cruise winds of 272 at 52. Correction, 54. Okay, and hang on. We are showing an outside air temperature of 4. See if I can get this put in right. Thought so. All right, Fahrenheit it will be. Okay, or we'll just go default. How about that? All right, N1 limits. All right, now how do we figure this? Oh, we have a tool. You know me, folks. I have a tool. It's called TopCat. Great program. It is payware, but with professional flight planner, spot on, you can really get things correct in it. And it'll tell you your takeoff, landing performance calculating tool. So I can hook into the ACARS system if I want. I'm not. We're just going to click takeoff here. It takes all our data. We're taking off on that runway. Updating just to make sure, 090 okay, 3 degrees Celsius, and we'll get our altimeters to 3028. Dry runway, yes. Thrust and all look good. Anti-ice will be on engines. No MELs. But if, let's say you do have, you want to fly this thing real, and you have MELs, edit. There are none available, so we can't. I forget which airplane we did, but we were able to get some. All right, so if we do a derated takeoff, takeoff 2, flaps 5, 39 degrees, we're going to get 140, 140, and 9 feet of runway left. I think I'm going to go for 37. A little bit, we'll see. I'd rather we get airborne with a little bit more runway than that. All right, so you can see how this all gets entered. Okay, so we saw the 139, 139, 144. Big number right now is takeoff 2. And we're not worried about flaps right now. Temperature will be 37 for our select derate temperature on the engines. They're recommending climb 2. I'll go with it. Put our CG in. Just click on it, puts it in. Going flaps 5. Well, you know what? Let's hold. Let's go to the next page. Pump in our winds. Winds 0, 9, 0 at 6. Runway slope. Do we have one? No. Okay, so we don't have to worry about it. 116 for the heading. So this one here says slope. You put in it's just like from what I understand, it might be just like Airbus UP0, or it's U0 point whatever, or whatever your slope is. Could be 1 for all I know. We'll just put the heading in. We're not on a wet or a contaminated runway. We're going with 4 degrees. The rest of this looks good. So we'll go next page. CRH on. I think we'll find out. Flaps 5. Okay, on. Now this is what the computer predicts. Hate to break this to you folks. Let me take a look at that real quick. Okay. I'm going to bring TopCat back, and I've got it highlighted. Look at those numbers, folks. They're dead on. That's not, that's, a, you know, I don't get that very often with Top Cat. That is cool. All right, so we'll just do it. 139, 139, 144, boom. Everything looks good. We're ready to rock it and roll it here, folks. That's the performance and done. Altimeter bleeds. Let's get the, all right. So, Z1 Zuthman, if you're out there listening, Dave Rendon, welcome aboard, sir. Hope you have a great day. Thanks for coming out as we get Zibo fired up here. All right. I am recovering from a cold. Thankfully, it is a cold. And not from the cold outside. Actually, really not cold today. It's just rainy. It's supposed to get into the 50s later today. Believe it or not, after probably the sun goes down here. Warm front coming through. All right, folks. All right. Where were we? Oh, yeah. Getting the APU turned on. All right. Need the left pump on. This is what my checklist says, folks. So, okay. So I've got that on. Let's drop one level to on. 1, 2, 3, let it go. And you can see it firing up. I think the big critical thing for this is make sure you have fuel on the APU. I don't think it's as forgiving as MustFuss is, where you don't have to. But again, folks, I don't want to negate or be negative to MustFuss. I don't have it, so I don't know. All right, and there you go. We are blue, so here comes the gens on. And the bleed. Lastly, for fun, I turned this to APU gen. In the real plane, I'm sure it's a requirement. In the sim, I'm not so certain. Okay. LT armed. Okay. Finally, with the, sorry about that, folks. With the numbers in the box, light directors can come on. We're looking at 144. 154 is what I'll set. Runway heading 116. That's fine by me. Remember, can we go to 1,000 on it? I don't think we can. All right, and all the way up to 36. All right, finally, let's come over here. Let's do a couple quick checks here. Go to the legs page. Plan. Make sure we're looking good here. No discontinuities. Bump that up a notch. I think I saw any. Or look. Nope, no discontinuities. All right, legs. Off plan to map. Keep it there. What I'll do is set 400. 3028 for the altimeter. Okay, and if I've done everything right, it should have set everything up over here, and it did. What's my caution? Real quick, I saw it over here. Air conditioning. All right. Why is my air conditioning? Okay, well, we're ready, folks. Fuel flow switch. Okay, we are ready to go. And finally, look real quick here. Speed brakes down, flaps up. Let's make sure it's indicated up. And it is. Indicated up is right here. Down, 3 green. Parking brake is set. And yaw dampers can now be turned on. All right. We head over here. And again, welcome aboard, folks. We're ready to push. I'm actually going to go ahead and call it as soon as she says they're ready. There's the message. Just not forgetting this time, folks. So bear with me as I get ACARS fired up, which is on my checklist to do. Okay, it's loaded and started.
Folks, very pleasant good morning from the flight deck. Currently getting ready to button the ship up and get on our way here. I want to thank you so much for choosing United, and also remind you that those 3 wonderful flight attendants in the back are primarily here for your safety. If you comply with all their safety instructions, we'd greatly appreciate it. Looking like smooth sailing, but remember when that fasten seatbelt sign is on, stay in your seats with those seatbelts comfortably fastened. Again, thank you so much for your company and business. We'll be on our way here momentarily. Again, welcome aboard.
Okay, folks, as he said, we are ready to push. Let's get better pushback up and running.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go.
Keep it simple today.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
All right, so let's close up the plane.
Flight attendants prepare for departure, cross check and all calls, thank you.
All right, we've got everyone strapped in. Give us a ring if you need anything.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
All right, as soon as she's connecting, we'll be pushing back. Again, I'd like to thank you all for being a part of Flying with Mike today. Been fun. The first flight a little eventful on takeoff. Glad we had a developer with us from Laminar. Hopefully they're able to level out that runway at least a little. Not into a ski jump situation. And hopefully they grab acreage too.
Inserted. Release parking brake.
Oh crap, we're doing it again.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
See if it'll turn it. Okay. It's the second time, by the way, Better Pushback did that to me, so saw something out there about Better Pushback I haven't read. Alright, we should be getting a brakes call.
Operation complete. Go ahead and set the parking brake. Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Okay, brakes are set. Engine 1 is started. Let's crank up engine. I'm sorry, engine 2. Go to ground, start up engine number 1. Okay, engine number 1 is started. You need to get fuel tanks on.
Tow is disconnected and bypass bin has been removed. Hand signal on the right. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Thanks for flying with me. Okay, engine stabilized, starters stopped. Okay, let's see. Let's get our pumps on. All right, propane. Okay. We're ready to taxi, folks. Flaps 5. Brakes set to reject. And start switches to continuous. Okay, we're showing 5 and 5. Here we go. Okay, takeoff checks right now. Okay, start auto brakes. Okay, position lights, ATC. And heading bug set for run heading, which it's not. Oh yeah, it is. And okay, just doing okay. Finally, we'll get set and cam blank. Sitka traffic, Sun Country 233, departing runway 11. Hang on a second, folks. I just want to make sure. Okay. Set.
Okay, the cabin is secured. Have a good flight.
All right, everything looks ready to go. Flaps 5, brakes set, throttle on. Alright folks, strap in, here we go. Let's see if we don't crash on this takeoff. Little tip here folks, you'll see in the checklists it'll say 40% you throttle up to. If you go to 60%, you see how your needles line up with your lower EGT, how that rounds out, lets you know they're both stable. Here we go. Toga. Actually, I don't have Toga set up here and I know why.
80 knots. V1.
V1. V2.
Positive rate.
Gear up.
Okay, we can turn to 280 here. Back on a little bit. Okay, start accelerating. There goes up the flaps 1. Alright folks, we are climbing. Sure. See how it takes. The intercept. Our flaps up, and after takeoff checks, auto brake off, engine start switches. They say to auto, but it says off. And landing lights at 10,000. Welcome aboard, folks. We're on our way.
The sign off, you'll be able to move about the cabin. When you are in your seat, please keep your seatbelt fastened in the event of unexpected turbulence. Please be careful when opening the overhead compartment. We ask that you use the lavatories located in your cabin, and please don't stand near the lavatories in the galley. You may now use all of your personal electronic devices. For everyone's safety, please make sure your personal belongings are clear of the aisle. We're pleased to offer personal device entertainment on our United Credit Screenings option, sponsored by the United Plus Explorer card. United Wi-Fi network, go to unitedwifi.com. You can access united.com and the United app free of charge, where you can check flight status and more. To use other apps and websites, you can purchase an internet access plan. We will be serving a variety of complimentary drinks, wines, craft beer, and other alcoholic beverages for purchase. In United Economy, a variety of snack boxes and refreshments are available to purchase, as well as freshly prepared meals from our bistro on-board menu. You can find more details about the menu in the back of Hemispheres magazine or the Seatback Guide. We accept most major debit and credit cards, including those with a Visa, MasterCard, Discover, or American Express logo, as well as the Mileage Plus Explorer Visa card. We now invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the service on today's flight. Let us know if there's anything we can do to make your flight more comfortable.
All right. We let the cabin attendants do some of the talking here. All right, so we are coming up. We're at Sisters in 52 miles. Let's make that out. We're going to come off Sisters. And yeah, we are on our way, folks. 18,000 means we just click standard, which should have occurred over here, and it did. And it says we're using. We'll see what happens when we get into cruise. We're not using it now, so because it's 4.6. Alright, let me look at some announcements here real quick. Okay, level off. Okay, so we got a little ways to go for the next one. For now, folks, sit back, relax, enjoy the ride. It is Zibo. We haven't flown it in a while. Actually, that was a pretty decent run out of here. A lot better than the first stream of the day. Took 2 attempts to get out of Skagway, but and you'll see why, folks. So hopefully, like I said, the devs will get in there and flatten out Skagway and really help Anchorage. Right now, currently, last look, when I first brought the sim back up, it looks good for Fairbanks. We'll find out. So enjoy the ride, folks. As well with you, their bad attitude or B4 attitude. All right. Well, we look forward to seeing you after January, but awesome. Going to school to be an airline dispatcher. Oh, Lord. I'll be nice now and not berate him too much. That is awesome. Good luck to you. Music seems a little loud in my ears. There we go. Let's take a look outside, see if I got volume okay. Oh, no, I didn't. Sorry for that. Bit on the crabby side, it looks like. A lot different than our trip over. Well, it helps when you turn on VFR and it rains on you still. Guess I need to click clear. It'll probably still rain on me somehow. But anyway, folks, there you have it. No, this is a charter flight. We're considering it. So that's why Sun Country's on it for Alaska. If you were with us on the first flight of the day with the C-90 KingAir, the story behind the flight is we're bringing the pilots in for this. So, true. That is very true there, Bad Attitude. That'll be interesting. When my dad was flying for an airline, I got to meet the dispatcher. Granted, folks, this was a regional airline, not one of the majors. Well, a regional for a major. And yeah, I still would love to be, go through it, become one. But at my age, I don't think they would really want it because they get much bang out of their buck out of me. But it would be, I think, fun. But I just don't want to pick up, move to Chicago, Dallas. Oh, let's see. I don't know if the old America West facility in Phoenix is still there, or if that's all moved over to Dallas with the purchase of American. So, New York City, definitely don't want to go there. And there is a small one here in St. Louis, GoJet. Transstate was, but I don't know if it still is. But GoJet is definitely here, so, But I don't know if they'd pick up dispatch from the mainstream, So yeah, I kind of would have loved to have tried it and seen it, because I love planning, especially long hauls. But, woulda, coulda, shoulda. I'll bet. Yeah, I forgot about Southwest. So their main setup is over in Phoenix, huh? I was figuring Love Field. Alright folks, we just crossed Sisters VOR. We are now on the Q402. I'm sorry, 902. And headed to, what was that? North? Oh, man. Northway. And then we'll turn, staying on that, to Red Flag and into it. Well, good luck to you, sir. I would, like I said, love to dispatch. Phoenix would be fun. It's a lot warmer and nicer there than here, where it's raining. But, you know, hey, a lot to be said about rain. How it refreshes everything. Ha! Sounds cool. I'll take a dispatch from you. See what you fire out at me. It's not like I haven't. When I was with, what one was? Oh, Globe Cargo. I got a couple dispatches out of there. It's pretty fun planning from what you get instead of what sim, because you know what sim brief's going to give you almost. But it's fun. So, cool. Look forward to it. Good luck to you, man. Hey, nothing wrong with starting with the small ones. Means a lot of flights to work on. The one big story my dad had with, oh, we're starting to get sped up here, so got a headwind, all right. Big story he had between flight ops and dispatch ops. There you go. Yeah, you can get up into Alaska. True. Was really stay in contact with your pilots. They had a run that they were doing, I don't remember point A to point B where it was. And why are you over speeding? Anyway, they always, the dispatcher couldn't understand why things were with them running behind, and they said, well, we don't ever get cleared the route you give us. We're always cleared this into that point. And they're critical on fuel and all of that too. And he's like, well, why didn't anyone tell me? I can replan that. So that was interesting to hear what goes on. So the throttles are jittery, well, because I really don't know. I don't know if there's a way to prevent that in setting up the when you go up here and click into them, if there's a way to stop that or not. So I just run with them. You know, it does what it does. But I know with the way default weather works, winds shift so drastically. Never trust in cars. Well, we know from our end of it with supporting the airlines at the airport, don't trust flight aware. We call it flight unaware, folks. Now we have a new one they want us working with, OAG. It's a little better. Oh, man. With OAG, a little better, but still not great. We had a funny one with OAG once. We knew we had a Vegas flight coming in. We knew it was running behind, and I forget why. And for status, it said no. No. I'll be right back, folks. Alright folks, sorry about that, I'm back. Like I said, my wife had a business call, so out of respect, I muted my mic so she could take the call. And if it is in regard to a student with the college, that can stay between her and the caller. Alright folks, we are 1 hour out of Fairbanks. So I am going to take a look at a couple things here, and we'll get into the arrival brief here shortly. So I'm going to kind of sit back quietly monitoring the chat room, and we'll be chatting at about 15 or so minutes. So y'all enjoy the music, enjoy the ride. I will let you know a couple of the problems I've had with release candidate 4. That's what's on now. Saw that in the title page. When I first, right out of it after the update completed, clicked start X-Plane, went to Anchorage, welcomed to an orange screen with the panel showing in it. I have no idea what that was about. So I switched to the tower, switched outside the plane. Everything was orange there, and it was precipitating pretty heavily. So that's the new icing thing. I don't like it if it's, I have no idea. When I turned off the real world weather, it got better. So, and of course, The field elevations, we've already talked about, that was still there. Skagway, wow, looked like a ski jump 1,200 feet down the runway. Except 1,200 feet down the runway, I wasn't fast enough and quick enough to nose over from flipping over. But hopefully the devs will figure that one out and figure out Anchorage so that we can resume our... I love flying Anchorage, so hopefully they fix that. But like I said earlier, Fairbanks looks good. So hopefully we'll have a fairly uneventful arrival. Alright, as promised, we'll just kind of kick back, relax, and we'll see you in about 15-20 minutes for the arrival brief. All right, folks, as promised, we're back with you. We're just under an hour out. We make sure here. Really stinks with the live map not fully functioning. Yeah, we're just under an hour out of Fairbanks now. So as you saw in the background there, you saw me setting up the route and all. So let's talk about it, shall we? I just wanted to make sure we're fully loaded, ready to go. All right, so let's bring in charts. Since we're having still some issues with SimToolkit getting that live map to work, let me see. Yeah, it's still not sure what causes this. All right, so as you can see, charts is pulled up. Now this is charts version 8, folks. I am still struggling with it. Probably will till charts 9 comes out. But anyway, a couple of things up here at the top we need to pay attention to. The ATIS is 124.4. Elevation of the field 439. Okay, now over here are the requirements to be able to fly this. It's not an RNAV, folks. It is actually flyable VOR to VOR. Oh, and excuse me for the yawn, folks. Been on a 48-hour shift. Off today, back tomorrow for another 24, and then finally off for 2. Is what it is. No need to complain because it ain't going to help. All right, but if we look further into this arrival, from Red Flag, we fly 291 to Harding, I call it, track 288 to Reindeer. And then in the process, by the way, folks, we are flying over North Pole, Alaska. Reindeer at above 7,000. Now, from Reindeer, we then track 260 to Chris, 234 to Baker. Then we track 203 and turn in on the ILS. It's a vector. Victor will vector us onto the vector. All right, so, and then you can see we got to be above 7,000 at Reindeer, above 4,500 at Chris. Maximum speed at Chris 210. So we got to make sure we've got speed coverage. Okay. Now, once we come off Baker, tracking 203, we then switch into our ILS approach. Hang on a second. Okay, so again, there's our ATIS approach, tower, ground frequencies. Now, we're looking at this one. Localizer is India Charlie November Alpha. That's how you identify it, 109.1. Okay, so we'll put that in the radios here as we get closer. Final approach, 023. Now, over Cache, which is 7 miles roughly out, we need to be at 2,100 feet. And doesn't say on glide slope, but it is highly recommended. And then for this approach, Cat 1 ILS, radar altimeter 139. So we'll get that all dialed up here. Decision altitude is 589, height 150. And I probably got that wrong. Feel free to blast me, folks. No problems. That's how I learned to. I was just a VFR pilot. Just a VFR pilot. Wanting to be more. No, that's a Schoolhouse Rock song. And I know for many of you going, what's Schoolhouse Rock? It's on the internet. Everything's on the internet. All right, there's your missed approach procedure. You can kind of see it here as well. Going out the crinkle. Transition. You all should know this by now. In North America, it's 18,000 feet. Special air crew certification to fly this one. Hey, I'm special ed, so it doesn't matter. Let's see. So like I said, we're going to be coming down Bayer at 203, the reciprocal, if you noticed, of this. And once we get a glide slope indication above us, we'll make our turn in, or by 17 DME. We'll track in at 2,600 feet, 2,100 at cache, and right on in. Full ALSIF with PAPIs on the left. Now that was one thing I meant to look at. PAPIs on the left, and there's our missed approach again. And minimums again, 589, 150, RVR of 14. Okay, requires specific OPSEC, MSpec, or letter of other. You gotta love this. LOA is letter of approval. Approval. Or we could say letter of authorization, approval. I mean, kind of redundant. I get it because of the other two. I just love having fun. And there you have it, folks. Once we're on the ground, we're gonna shoot to come off at Bravo. Probably Mike, and we're gonna be taxiing to probably put her in one of the. Well, we'll figure that out on the ground. All right, folks. So there you have it. That's our arrival. Here's where we are right now, getting ready to cross Ixom. Next up, I believe, is Northway. Nope, Azul, and then Northway. Now, one thing I'd like to ask into the chat, what do you think of Charts 8? I'm curious. You guys probably use this too. If you don't, you should. You see, it gives you all the JEPs for the world. Where Sky Vector, here, I'll kind of show it to you. Let me pull this off. There goes Charts 8. Hang on, forgot to bring up Sky Vector. Correction, some toolkit. Alright, yeah, we know you're still trying to figure out where we are. We'll go here for now. Alright, so this is Sky... wait a minute. No, this is Charts. Wait a minute. I hit the wrong button. There we go. There's Sky Vector. So you can right-click. Oh, that's not us. There we are. No, that's still not us. There we go. So you could click here, and there's all your data that you just saw. FAA style charts. JEPs are a little more detailed. However, since we're right up, I think this is where we're at right now. Is that Northway? Oh, that's why. Huh. We're right here. You're in Canada, folks. So if I needed to land at, say, this airport, I get no charts. And we're just right across the border. Now, granted, we're not going to bring it in, but you're getting the point. So that's why I use charts, because I do fly Europe. I do fly Africa, which, by the way, is coming up soon. And Hong Kong. Now, does not have KaiTak. Obviously, it's not around anymore. But it does have the new one. So that's where and why I use, I went ahead and got the subscription. Folks, it's not much more than your FMS. If you want your FMS up to date, NavGraph's a great place to go. Now, I'm not sure with MustFuss and all if that's, you know, updatable or what, but dog just got home from Oh, but anyway, Charts 8's a great program, folks. If you fly abroad, gives you all the programs, all the charts that you need, parking charts and so forth. All right. Also, again, SkyVector, when it works, is phenomenal. When the live map doesn't, you know, we get around. But it'd be nice if live map worked. I wonder if we got an update that's trying to come down that's not. Anyway, enough plugging. We just crossed, oh, hang on. Igsum, headed to Azul, then Northway, and then on to our arrival. We're getting into a little bit of turbulence. So, well, considering I haven't turned it off yet.
Lay Shaman from flight deck here. Seatbelt signs on. Gives you an opportunity to move out. Do ask on your seat though that keep those seatbelts fastened for your safety and those value. So we get closer, we'll update weather gate information. Enjoy the ride. Thank you.
All right, folks, now I'm going to really upset them.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are going through an area of turbulence. We ask
All right, yeah, we're getting tossed about here. So, yeah, it's a good idea that we turn on the seatbelt sign. May leave it on for the rest of the flight, so. All right, we're going to kind of kick back again. Top of descent. Hang on a second. What is it? 200 miles out. So we'll give it a little bit. We'll get within 100 miles or so, and we'll get back with it. Enjoy the music, folks. Working on getting some Christmas music up here. I can just hear it go, no, not Christmas. Yes, Christmas. We love Christmas. So we'll be back with you here shortly. All right, folks. Just waiting for it to slow down here. I'm going to go ahead and turn off the terrain radar. See how the weather rate. I should have had that on coming by the Anchorage area. All right, so we've been through the approach brief. The only thing we haven't gotten through yet is our speeds. And I'm just going to use Top Cat here real quick. Let's see. ORT is about 80 miles-ish. No, 62 out. And folks, if you know how to prevent them from spiking like that, I would sure love to know. Let's see here. Ish. Right now we're 135,000. So we're looking at about 144. Okay, we'll reset that here as we start down, because I'm sure we're going to be a little better than that. Wish we could put a sunshade right there. And right there. And it'd actually work. Alright, so... as you all know, we do put a verse of the day up every day, every flight, either from hashtag verse of the day, or, helps to spell it right, or from another one, UVision, and even Rick Warren from time to time. But this, folks, is... since we're getting into that season, we're about 12 days out of Christmas. This is one of the announcement verses of Jesus. One that a lot of people know. But they've heard it in different ways. So here it is. King Herod was the king at the time. A little crafty, if you will, here. You got to kind of read the backstory back to chapter 2 here, verse 1. Catch up to why this is going on. When King Herod called together all the people's chief priests and teachers of the law, he asked them, where was the Christ to be born? What happened here, folks, is the wise men came in asking, where is the Christ to be born? He wants to, because he's king, and there is not going to be a second king in his kingdom. So the teachers and chief priests came back and said, in Bethlehem, in Judea. For this is what the prophet has written. So when you read the Bible, I hear this so many times from, well, it's written by man, it can't be right. Well, yeah, it can be, folks. God inspired it through the prophets. That's what they did, and they proved themselves all the time to the people. It's Old Testament stuff, folks. So the prophet wrote, but you, Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, are by no means the least among the rulers of Judah. For out of you will come a ruler who will be the shepherd of my people Israel. That is what God told the prophet. And that, folks, that shepherd will be Jesus. Go back a few and you'll read the shepherds and all coming and celebrating the angel's announcement of Jesus's arrival with Mary and Joseph. As time progressed, either I'd love to know what really happened, because that's not written. Did they forget? I mean, everyone was jumping for joy. That's where we are here, folks. Jump ahead, and wow. I mean, we're talking 30 years till, 30 years from this point on. It's where, we're at the birth of Jesus here, folks. So it's great. It's a great, Matthew is a great book to read in the month of December. They all are, but Matthew especially. John's another good one. Can be read especially from now to the end of the month with no trouble, a chapter a day. Just want you to begin to remember what the reason. I mean, it's a lot of people say it's a silly cliche, the reason for the season. But folks, it's really true. We have many people forgotten why Christmas is here. The first 5 letters of that word, Christmas, announce it: Christ. So don't ever forget, because folks, came here to save you, came here to open your way to heaven. He taught us. He taught us, folks, in those 3 years that all 3 Gospels account for, so much of how to live. And we should never forget that reason, folks. I really hope you have a blessed day, and we'll be starting our descent here shortly, but I just want you to just keep that reason. And don't be like the Pharisees, Sadducees of the Israelites, who knew the prophecies, who read the prophets, all of them. Not just the ones we're given, but there were more, folks. Very learned individuals of the prophecies of the Messiah. That they missed it. They missed it. They missed their chance with Jesus. Don't you miss it. All right, folks, we stand just about a 116 miles from top of descent, so we're crossing Northway now. I need to check our our landing information. You know what? I'm gonna hit red flag at 12,000. That way we make the rest of them. Hey, top of descent just shot up here. I thought so. I've done this before and ended up in holds. That's why I was thinking ahead here, folks. All right, let's get this information in here real quick. Descent. Okay. Let's get our altitude set of 12,000. Engine start switches to continue. Do that all the time. Sorry, folks. To continues. Fasten seatbelts on at 15, 10,000 to landing lights, and we're ready to start our descent. Now, couple of ways you could do this, folks. You can, let me get over here and just try to put some of that sun behind us. All right, so you could do it this way. Descend now. You can come up, actually set the descent in, or, I'll get to the right one yet. You can click altitude intervene, which is what the checklist says to do. We are currently 5 out. Let's do that. Alternate, and then we go. You saw descent come up, and we are starting down, so we can make red flag at our target altitude. All right, folks, we are on our way down. I hope you've enjoyed today. It's been a blast. Little hard on me because of the 48-hour shift, but we'll be on the ground here, folks, in about, well, what's it saying, come to think of it? 29 minutes. I'm back with you. Sorry about that. Just getting ready for the final push in here. All right, here we go, folks. Just trying to get her to slow down. There she goes. Oh, she is just not wanting to come down, is she? See if VNAV will work. Otherwise, we'll go into an open. Yeah, we're gonna pull some spoilers up. Still didn't get 12,000. It's not red flag though. Wait a minute. Yeah, red flag isn't 12,000, but we need to make 12,000. All right, so we are underway to our descent. It is by reindeer, so we can. Uh-oh, did I put red flag? I certainly did. I thought one of them did say 12,000. That red flag. Now what we'll do, I'm going to change. Okay, we'll set our brakes. Okay, 136, 141. Right on the numbers. All right. All right, so we are closing in on the crossing red flag any moment now. Parting 38 miles out. 78 miles out. Set 16 for now because we got to get over Harding first. All right, and why are we continuously tripping?
You can see we already sending seatbelt sign is on. If you happen to be up and about, please return your seat. Keep your seatbelt fastened for the main flight. On behalf of the flight crew, we appreciate you being with us today. Wish you a very safe and pleasant journey to your final destination. Hope to see you back here with us soon. Thank you.
Fasten to go. Fasten to go.
All right, just need to check the chart.
Fasten to go.
That'll work. All right, folks, we are now at 16,000 feet. We'll begin our descent to 7 here momentarily. And then we're going to okay, making sure it ain't paused, okay. And then we'll set up for the arrival. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and get some of it set up right now. So we're going to go for the ILS. ILS is 1091. Okay. Fairbanks 1086. Okay. There you go, folks. We're set up. Now we'll go ahead and punch that in. Yeah, let me guess. Why are we tripping so much? Okay, let's bring Let's see where that arc ends up at. Runway is 23. Okay. Looks good. Nice and easy down, folks. Make sure the weather hasn't changed here. Got, oh, I see where we're at. Okay, coming up. Yeah, coming over Big Delta. There is some snow here, so. All right, so that's what we're in. So Delta Junction, we got snow, so we're gonna have this cloud base pretty much all the way in. We're just gonna be heading for that channel up here, folks, and then we work our way towards the airport off of it. Okay. Okay, now is a good time, folks. If you haven't done it, put your predictions in. Once we touch down, obviously you can't do it then, but from now until then, put them in. It's the exclamation mark, the word predict, space, and a negative number. Closing in on Harding. We'll probably be at 7,000 at that point, which is good. We'll get through the snow, and yeah, we're right now by Delta Junction where the snow is, so. and we'll go into a sterile cockpit by reindeer. So folks, enjoy the music here for another 3 or 4 minutes, and we'll be ready to set up for the arrival.
feet.
Alright, let's get this thing slowed from 270. Your brakes are set for 3. Hardy. Alright folks, we're going to be looking for the airport here. We are okay, we'll let it go another 2.5 minutes and then we're going to take over, folks. Alright folks, let me see here. Oh, it looks like the skies are gonna clear over. Okay, so we'll get on that side. We should be able to see the runway. Well, hopefully see the airport by then. Double check visibilities. 10 miles, so yeah. Why are we climbing?
Fast we go.
All right, folks, so here we go. Okay, set. All right, just looking for the airport now, folks. So I'd like to just go ahead and shoot the visual. Alright folks, let's kill the music there. Let's see what we can do inbound here. Okay, we're coming over Reindeer in 8 miles. Go ahead and set up in case we are going to shoot the ILS. But we're going to turn in quick. So hang on, we're getting in there. Why are you constantly wanting to climb?
Fasten to go. Fasten to go.
Just looking for the runway. Okay, let's get those spoilers down.
Fasten to go.
Tell you, this thing just loves to rocket. Okay, so that
Fasten to go. Fasten to go. Fasten to go.
okay. All right, I am getting ready to turn in, folks. All right. Okay, and
Fasten to go.
2,500.
Fasten to go.
okay, folks, we're turning in on the airport now. Let's switch to localizer. I really don't see the airport, so let's go to flaps 5.
And Fairbanks traffic, 36 around Echo, taxiing via Alpha to runway 2 Lima.
Fairbanks traffic, Sun Country 233, intercepting the localizer 2 left. Okay. Spoilers armed, gear down, flaps 10.
Gear down.
I think I have the runway, folks, but let's verify. We're not descending yet, are we? Nope. Okay, we're going to go ahead and start slowing to 141, correct? Easy, girl. I've definitely got a runway now, and we are flaps 25, so one more to go. Fairbanks traffic, Sun Country, standby. Sun Country 233, we are now 7 mile final, 2 left, gear down. Holy crap, I can't get the nose down. I cannot get the nose to go down. Well, folks, we are going to end up in a stall if we're not careful.
Bank angle, bank angle. Bank angle, bank angle.
I've like lost trim. I don't know how we're gonna land this thing if I can't get the trim back. Got no control of trim, folks. Yoke's full forward, and I've got no Sun Country 233 missed approach.
Bank angle, bank angle. Bank angle. Bank angle.
Okay, we've dumped the autopilot. Still climbing and no control. This happened in an Airbus, folks, not too long ago, where I had no trim whatsoever. Yeah, she's just not gonna fly. Okay, we're coming off VATSIM because this isn't working. She's completely out of control. Yeah, she's coming down.
Bank angle, bank angle. Bank angle, bank angle. Bank angle, bank angle.
Hang on a second, folks. Let me try one more thing. It's not working. Why don't I have trim? Is causing me to lose trim. Okay, dump the flight director.
2,500.
Flat out no trim, folks. That's where the problem is.
Bank angle. Bank angle.
2,500. 1,000. 500. 300. 100.
Yep, kind of knew that was coming, folks. All of a sudden, I guess got my trim back and nothing would save it. All right, I will have to research what happened there, folks. Yeah, that ended in a crash as well. I'm glad we came off X-Plane or X-Pilot. But yeah, don't know what lost in the plane or what. But yeah, that losing trim is never a good thing. I know that. So, with that, folks, 2 cruddy starts to the flights today. And yeah. Well, we're going to call it, folks. I've had enough. I do not know the cause of what just happened. Other than maybe it's the fact it's not updated. I don't know. Always a possibility. Could be an update out there. So for now, we're going to just sign off and wish you all a great couple of days. We'll be back at it to try again Thursday. God bless you all. Have a great day. I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge we had a couple of follows today from Muscle-A-Zone, Sparker in VR, and Polaris Light. Boy, I've started a lot of international crises not being able to pronounce names. Again, thank you so much for the follows. Folks, it has been fun. A little depressing there at the end that we couldn't get it on the ground. Don't understand where this trim issue is coming in at. But we're going to definitely write it up to the folks at Laminar. Got a feeling they're going to say it's a Zibo thing. So we'll update Zibo somehow and go from there. So y'all have a great night. God bless you all. We'll see you Thursday.